1950s, only 1% of the population of the US had ever had contact with a trained therapist. Currently, this figure is about 10%. What accounts for this change? Part of the answer involves shifting attitudes towards the idea of participation in psychotherapy, such as meditation. Once, there was a stigma attached to this process. People spoke about it in hushed tones and often did their best to conceal the fact that someone in their family or they themselves had received therapy. While negative attitudes in psychotherapy have not entirely vanished, they have certainly weakened. As a result, growing number of people are now willing to seek assistance in dealing with problems that threaten their happiness and well-being. Another factor is growing sophistication and effectiveness in various forms of psychotherapy. In recent decades, many new forms of therapy have been introduced, and these are applicable to a wider range of disorders and a broader range of people than was true in the past. These trends too have contributed to the boom of psychotherapy and meditation. The benefits of meditation. As a composite of body, mind, and consciousness, a person's behavior bears the influence of the body and mind in unfolding consciousness. Here lies the neurobehavioral connection studied in psychology. Such a connection explains behavior only partially and possible at a lower level of functioning. To explore the influence of the mind with its subjective characteristics manifest in the person, the usual neurophysiological methods are essentially inadequate. Other methods are needed to explore this dimension of human nature. In Indian tradition, where psychology existed more in the form of practices than in theory, we often find various specialized techniques and strategies for self-realization in the form of different kinds of yoga. The same techniques could be used to explore and study the nuances of subject experience. Meditation is one of them. Meditation as a practice takes place at two different levels, which are variously emphasized by different systems of meditation. Meditation is essentially a method of controlling a variety of influences that affect the mind, corrupt and cloud one's consciousness, etc. In practices of the concentration type of meditation, attention is usually focused and restricted to exclude extraneous intrusions into one's perceptual experience. In the passive forms of meditation, the restriction is not external intrusions, but the elimination of internal biases by focusing on non-interpretive perception of incoming information. Successful meditation should involve both kinds of restriction, the externally inflicted and the internally generated. The indigenous healing practices prevalent in the different parts of our country are quite varied and have been followed by the masses for ages. Research shows that participants who receive therapy do show greater improvement than those who do not. Reduced negative effect and increase in positive effect and life satisfaction is also found in the practitioners of meditation. Meditation improves attention and regulation. The practices are found to yield maximum benefit if they become a part of the individual's lifestyle and are sustained over a long period. The Indian perspective locates health and well-being in the process of balancing and emphasizing on the lifestyle. The maintenance and restoration of health and cure of disorders therefore relate importantly to the thoughts, diet, and conduct. This necessitates multi-pronged interventions and organizing life in tune with the environment. Well, that's all for today's video. So if you enjoyed this video, do like, comment, and subscribe to Explified. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Bye!